By the way, Mel Gibson said the word I don't think he's a nice man. Let's just start with that. And he also hates Jews and he hates women, he hates everybody. Right. So let's not defend Mel Gibson. Let's move on to Prince Charles, who loves us all.
And believe me, I did a lot of research on it. And according to all the research, it was way worse than that, anything I showed you.
If I put down exactly what happened, it's too hard to take. Mm-hmm. No, there have been a lot of obstacles thrown in the way. You know, there's a lot of, what would you call it, poltergeist activity or something, I don't know. A lot of things thrown
Spiritual
away.
Stuff happened.
And I understand that it's the other realm warring. I believe that that's a very real thing. And I've taken steps wherever I can to sort of like...
Right after Mel Gibson called out the fake soul of Hollywood, the ladies of The View circled back and did what they do best, talk without listening. They brushed his name through the mud. And worse still, they said unwholesome things about Christianity. But the moment Gibson gave his unfiltered response, they found themselves totally defenseless against the truth, showing exactly how uncomfortable they get when faith enters the room. And that's where things took a nasty turn.
Okay, who's defending Mel Gibson?
Well, she said, let's give him a chance.
No, I actually didn't say that.
What'd you say?
I said that he was a friend of mine, and I didn't think he was a racist, having spent a lot of time with him.
Well, not one-on-one.
Yes, one-on-one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not about one-on-one. It's about everybody. We all can like an individual.
Yes.
Whoops. You know what I'm saying?
Almost against her nature, Whoopi calmly tries to take sides. But the other ladies didn't want to hear that. They cut her off, twisted her words, and mocked her for simply speaking from her own experience.
Yeah, but also, Joan, you know, folks say dumb stuff all the time.
That's tough dumb.
Well, you know,
when you hate
my God, you know what?
Let's not do this. Okay, let's not do this now,
I'm not doing this with any more people.
Okay.
If you don't like him, that's okay. He's my friend. I don't care.
Let's not do this.
Let's go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
And
Prince
the
Charles.
Holocaust happened. Now let's continue.
Now, this is just a very sweet little daytime show. Okay,
Yes.
can we go on, or you want to say something?
Well, I just want to say I never, ever would ever question whether the Holocaust happened.
I didn't say it to you.
Can I move on?
Saying it to him and
Didn't say it to him.
and his father.
It was messy, loud, and personal sentiments flying from every corner of the room. But here's the real problem. These are the same people who often speak loudest against faith. And here's where it gets interesting. Mel Gibson didn't play their game. He didn't apologize for his beliefs. He stood firm, and that alone exposed the double standard. Oftentimes, The View feels just like Hollywood. Same attitude, same pride, same rejection of faith. No soul, no grace, just noise. And during a post-release interview for his powerful film Hacksaw Ridge, a movie that boldly honored faith and conscience, Mel Gibson didn't hold back. He spoke about the industry with sharp honesty, pulling the curtain back on what it really is, a place built on ego and empty promises.
So everyone keeps raving about this movie, and it's like your huge comeback. How do you feel about that? Everyone's calling it your big comeback. Do you feel that way too?
Well, you know, I haven't directed in 10 years, so I guess, in a sense, I guess it is a comeback, but which is nice because it meant I had somewhere to come back from and something to aspire to. So that's nice.
What do you feel about all the great reviews that you're getting? Are you?
Hey, who doesn't want great reviews?
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than people going, you know. It's it seems to resonate, and that I'm gratified by that. So.
And being back in Hollywood, in the Hollywood kind of game, is that?
Well, it's not really.
Hollywood is filled with people just like the ladies on The View, loud, self-obsessed, and convinced they know it all. But Mel Gibson sees right through it. And in this quiet, almost casual interview, he drops a truth bomb so real, it hits harder than anything they could have seen coming.
Hollywood, I mean, this is a made-in-Australia film. In fact, very few films are made here anymore. You talk about Hollywood, I mean, where is it really? I mean, it's kind of, there's a sign up there on the hill, but it doesn't really exist. It's this kind of nebulous thing that people apply to anything. This is an independent film made a world away, upside down at the bottom of the earth in the Antipodes, you know, and, you know, we bring back the bacon here, I guess, so.
When it comes around to the questions about Hollywood and faith, Mel doesn't sugarcoat a thing. He called out Hollywood for what it really is. Not a place, not a dream factory, just a big, hazy illusion. But what he said next exposes how Hollywood atheists quietly push God out of the picture. And surprisingly, the people who cheer that on are the same ones quick to mock belief, and laugh at Jesus.
I guess everything goes through a kind of a filter here. It's like a kidney. Hollywood's like a kidney.
You need it though, a
Yeah.
kidney.
I need some kidneys.
It's true, Hollywood is like a kidney. It filters everything. But the scary part is that that filter is broken. It doesn't let anything soulful through. No spirit, no truth, no real meaning. And when you take out soul and replace it with ego, guess what you're left with? Emptiness. And that's a punch to the gut.
So Andrew, playing this guy that has like his faith and spirituality is so important to him. Do you have a faith, or are you a spiritual person yourself?
I think there's a great yearning in me, and I believe in everybody for a life of to live a life in faith, and with spirit. So, me and Mel were just talking about it. It's a remarkable story, I think, especially in the modern world we're in, where the foundation of our existence doesn't have much to do with spirituality, doesn't have much to do with faith. And
Sitting with co-actor Andre Garfield, the duo talk at length about the type of world we live in, where we only believe in ourselves.
doing to our souls. I think it's pretty evident that we're addicted to it. So there's a lot of work to be done within ourselves, I believe. And I talk for myself. I'm not going to talk about anybody else. That's for me. I have a deep craving for a deeper life, a spiritual life, and a life of soul. Because we don't get offered it much in our mainstream culture, in the nebulous kidney that is Hollywood. we don't get offered. We don't get offered much. We don't get offered much soul and spirit. You know, so it's on us. It's important for storytellers to provide the world with as much soul and spirit as possible.
And he couldn't be more right. The modern Hollywood culture has crowned itself king. No faith, no higher truth, just empty acknowledgments, filters, and plastic smiles. And here's the most painful part. It's everywhere now. So when Gibson says Hollywood lacks spirit, he's not just talking about movies. He's talking about a deeper sickness spreading through our culture, one where pride is celebrated, atheism is applauded, and anything rooted in God or truth is quietly pushed aside.
Here.
So what about you? You have a strong faith. Has it changed with age, or do you have a strong faith?
I like to think I have a strong faith. I mean, it's nothing like someone like Desmond. That's strong. Me, I'm hot and cold. I'm tepid sometimes. But, you know, I want to be like that. I think it's necessary. And yeah, I agree with Andrew, you know, when the focus is, you know, us, if we're the big cheese here and there's not something better than us, we're going to get into trouble pretty quick, because if I'm God, we're all in deep, deep trouble. Yeah, I won't make good decisions for you.
It's a good beard to play God, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It's very
you should keep
godlike,
that.
isn't it? Yes. It's more
Thank
kind of
you.
old.
He's seen it. He's lived through it. And now he's calling it what it truly is. A hollow stage with no soul, where belief is treated like the enemy. And just when you thought the chaos at The View couldn't get any worse, here comes part 2. We'll show you Mel's response to them after this. And trust me, it's epic.
Mel Gibson unleashing on his ex-girlfriend. Yes, it's back again. Police are investigating possible domestic violence charges, and articles are pointing out that years ago he admitted he was bipolar and manic depressive.
This time, they're bent on questioning Mel Gibson's personal controversies, including alleged domestic violence, mental health struggles, celebrity culture, and racial accusations. While their discussion is framed as a commentary on his public behavior, there are very glaring and alarming contradictions with Christian principles that stand out in the middle of the conversation. Take a listen.
How, in terms of culpability, what are you responsible for if indeed you do have an illness like that? So I think, people are going to say, well, do we believe this is true? Is there documentation of it being true? Was he not taking the proper medication or herbs, whatever you need to be doing? And then is he responsible?
A little oregano cures manic depression.
Do people go easier on you? I mean, if it's proven that you're, manic depressive or you're bipolar, do you get it easier?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm a victim.
If you listen closely, you'll notice throughout the discussion, there's a consistent thread of justifying or minimizing Mel Gibson's alleged abusive behavior due to his mental health. Phrases like, if it's proven he's manic depressive, do you go easier on him? raise a complex question, but the context clearly leans toward excusing behavior based on diagnosis.
Of X, Y, or Z. I mean, I know Mel Gibson a little. I know Mel Gibson a little bit, and I think this is one of the saddest sagas. And one reason I think it's sad, which isn't talked about all that much, he left his wife, who he had 7 kids with, 8 children with, seven children with, and not a lot of good things come of your leaving your wife, who you've been with for 30 years, and you've had 7 children with, okay? He's made that decision, and the narcissism of the whole celebrity culture has enveloped him. And sadly, that's where he is. He's an enormously talented man.
Her statements directly contradict Christian teaching on personal responsibility. According to Scripture, regardless of one's condition, individuals are accountable for their actions. Romans 14, verse 12. So then each of us will give an account of ourselves to God. While Christianity allows for compassion and understanding, it does not permit the dismissal of sin under the guise of illness. The Bible calls for repentance, not excuses. Their video continues.
Because we never heard about any of this stuff going on when he was with Robin and the 7 kids. Sometimes it's the stability of marriage that keeps you, centered and grounded.
I love when he says, "I own you." It sounds like my contract with ABC,
Your modern day slave.
Berger, who's coming on later in the show, actually, who'll be here to talk about what sort of things he should do.
A lot of people were fans of Mel Gibson, and I think a lot of people are searching for answers of what could have happened.
She's releasing these tapes. Why is she doing that?
She was fearful, I think. She has no power. He has the money.
Why
he has
is
the
she
power.
releasing the tapes?
This speaker is clearly frustrated by the backlash over defending Mel Gibson and turns aggressive. Her outburst is filled with anger, pride, and open mockery, all traits completely at odds with the teachings of Christ. Didn't Jesus command us to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute us, even when falsely accused or unfairly treated? A Christian response is to return grace, not insults.
But she said she didn't release these tapes. She said she didn't. That's what she said.
Say that again.
Go to the police. But she said, Sana said she did not release the tapes.
Did you ever see the movie Chinatown? At one point, he says, "Go to the police." She says, "He owns the police." Come on, I'm sorry, Mel doesn't own the police. He's a powerful guy. You know what?
If he ever did any of this stuff, then she has every right to do whatever she wants with this tape.
Go ahead, baby.
Well, I just think, look, this is an incredibly sad saga. This man is amazingly talented. I don't care what anyone thinks about his politics. He's an amazing talent. And like so many people in the narcissism-driven celebrity culture...
The angry statement here crosses a line into verbal retaliation, abandoning humility for prideful aggression. But let's go on.
What he said? It's horrible stuff. It's way beyond.
I need to take a minute here because there has been a lot of hassle and hazarai in the media recently about why. Because, yes, a hazarai. Because...
Perhaps the most striking contradiction comes near the end when Whoopi openly admits, "I myself am a racist," then justifies it by claiming everyone reacts with prejudice in the heat of the moment. Admitting such sin should lead to repentance, not rationalization. Saying in effect, "We're all racist, so it's fine," completely waters down the power of conviction and a need for transformation through Christ.
Is that I myself am a racist. Yes, I mean, you're laughing, but here's what happens. If you cut me off while I'm driving, and I happen to look over, whatever I see, that's what you are. Okay? You are a black or you're a white, or you're a female. You are everything in the book, in my book, and I realize, given the criteria people are using for racist, that I'm a racist. Now, if any of you can actually look in the mirror and say that you've never done that, then you...
Whoopi also tries to justify her views by defending Gibson. Let's see how that turns out.
I don't like what he did here, but I know Mel, and I know he's not a racist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. He may be a bonehead.
Well, that language certainly sounded racist to me.
Well, again, I have had a long friendship with Mel. I just want to clear
point
make
that I
this
want to
really
make out
Let me finish this, please. Is that you can say he's being a bonehead, but I can't sit and say that he's a racist, having spent time with him in my house with my kid.
At this point, you can see Whoopi's just trying hard to clear the air. She admits his words were boneheaded, even awful. but she's not ready to call him hateful. But why even try?
Say it. And so I really just need to say that.
Okay.
You know, I don't like what he's done. Make no mistake. This is just.
Yeah. Before we go.
Anti-Semitic? Do you think he's anti-Semitic?
I think he's an.
When somebody says to the police officer, the Jews are responsible for all the wars in the world, that's not anti-Semitic?
You know what, Joy? Let me tell you something about drunks. Drunks say stupid stuff to people all the time.
I think it's necessary to state here that Whoopi's not necessarily excusing him, but she's trying to show there's more to the man than a moment of madness. It's not full redemption, but it's Whoopi saying, I know what I saw, and he's not all bad.
Because they're drunk. They're out of control. They're not thinking. They are idiotic. That's why I don't like alcohol. I can't say anything about that because I know what people are like when they're drunk. This rant, I don't think he's drunk on this rant.
Hollywood is a strange place, really. And according to Mel Gibson, it's not just strange, it's dangerous to the soul.
Yeah. I integrate it.
I mean, obviously, it's pretty much based on money, the system here.
It is. The system is completely based on money, the studio system.
Yeah.
But to a degree, I think the way I hook into the system is based on money.
A collective ethos, or somebody once said my problem was I didn't understand the social contract here. I now understand what that means.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
The social contract?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Yeah. What is it for you?
The social contract.
In this raw and revealing interview, Gibson peels back the curtain on what really happens behind the scenes. And the more he talks, the more you realize everything these Hollywood elites preach totally clashes with what the Bible teaches.
They get you because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be fucked over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for. And it may happen that by circumstance, or even very purposefully, that you fuck someone over. But that shouldn't get in the way of you being able to sit down and have fun with them. Am I on the right track? You can't build a resentment about it. You have to still try and
It's simple, you'll get betrayed. And not just once. People you help will stab you in the back. You might even do the same to others. But guess what? You're expected to smile, laugh, and keep the party going like it's all normal. That's the first big red flag.
Oh, it's not personal. They don't really mean to hurt you.
No.
Not really. I don't quite understand. Well, I mean, there's a lot of motivations for why it happens. Yes, many.
I mean, money will make you do stuff as well, won't it? I mean,
Yes.
one, them, us,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah, well, whoever.
If there's many millions riding on a decision, it's hard to be philosophical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very hard. Very hard to be. You have to choose what level of integrity you're coming in at. And I've often felt it. I've sat there and I have felt the knife slipped firmly in between my shoulders.
That's a case of betrayal. And in the Bible, betrayal isn't something to brush off. It's sin. Forgiveness is important, yes. But pretending that evil is just part of the deal, that's not biblical. Proverbs 3 verse 7 says, "Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil." But here, evil is expected. It's part of the game. And just when you think that's bad, wait till you hear what comes next.
Art. I mean, this is a bizarre place. And it doesn't take very long, and I'm sure you've experienced this if you've stayed here for any length. You come in, you're fresh from the outside, you're off the boat, from the farm, still got shit on your shoes, you're in here, people are charmed by that you've still got shit on your shoes. They're charmed by the fresh approach you bring to it, and that's a real thing. But they're also stroking the shit out of you, you know, licking you all over. And that's kind of good for you, too.
It's great.
But it doesn't take very long.
Mel talks about Hollywood being run by money. People will lie, cheat, and hurt others for it. Millions riding on a decision, he says, makes it hard to stay philosophical. In other words, cash comes first, but it gets even creepier.
His whole opinion about women on film, from beginning to end, is very brief. He says, women on film, either naked or dead. Both is better. And it's like, whoa, whoa. The man has got a spiritual malady for a start. I mean, the scary thing is that I think a lot of people think that. Maybe not to that extreme. There are people.
He shares a chilling story about meeting Christopher Walken and how everything in that moment felt dark, like evil was present. He describes a rooftop, strange glances, and even a glowing red 666 sign staring at him.
And my assistant was there, and he left because he couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
The air had turned cold. And then he left, and I wanted to leave. And because I knew that I didn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
and he was getting scary.
Yeah.
And then I turned around, and it was on top of the Peninsula Hotel. I turned around to avoid his steady gaze at one point, and I was looking at a building with the top of the sixes on it. So there was a huge illuminated 666 in red. And I went from that to that to that, and he started smiling. And I thought, oh no, Chris Walken is the answer.
Hollywood may wear a smile, but the spiritual weight is real. And Mel Gibson is saying it loud and clear. No matter how strong your morals are, this town changes you. If you stay long enough, you'll start swimming with the salmon. You'll do what they do, think how they think. And if you don't, they'll pound at your walls until they break you.
About what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And and I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be, because a whole place can't be like, you know, Weird Town, you know, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them, and they tell you don't go to the house on the hill, and it's like that.
Jesus warned about something like this. In Matthew 7 verses 13 to 14, he said the wide road leads to destruction and few find the narrow path. Mel's telling us, Hollywood is the wide road. It humiliates, tempts, twists the truth. And yet, it promises the world.
Well-meaning people, and you'll know within 15 minutes.
If this is a person you want to work with. Christopher Walken, the first time I ever did a casting session in America, terrified me.
Me too.
I mean, fucking hell. I came to meet the guy. They said, oh, he's flying in from God knows where.
But he didn't need a plane, right? It's like...
He didn't need a plane. He came in, he was doing all the kind of Scorsese stuff. And I said, have you had a chance to read the script? And he looked at me and he said, did you like my faith? And I went, yes. And he said, but that's fucking great, because if you don't, get De Niro. Fuck you, I'm out of here. And stood up and walked out. And then
Mel Gibson might not be quoting scripture directly, but everything he says points back to a truth the Bible warned us about long ago. Hollywood isn't just a city, it's a system. And according to Mel, it's filled with little heathens banging on your soul's door. And the worst part is, most people never hear the knock until it's too late.
What would you call it? Poltergeist activity or something? I don't know. A lot of things.
Spiritual stuff happens.
And I understand that it's the other realm warring. I believe that that's a very real thing. And I've taken steps wherever I can to sort of like put on.
So what's your thoughts on Mel Gibson's finger-licking responses? We do to read them in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos from us.